In hospitality today, that guest experience, it doesn't just start when they walk through the door. It starts way before that, online. So today, we're going to decode that whole digital journey. We'll figure out how we can create a better welcome right from that very first click. Hello, and a very warm welcome to you. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I've spent a lot of time working in modern hospitality operations. It's really my pleasure to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to this online learning journey. Together, we're going to explore just how much data is changing everything in hotel operations. The goal here is to give you that practical, real-world knowledge you'll need to step up as leaders in this incredible industry. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 6 key stages to really get a handle on the modern guest. We'll start with the new guest compass, then move on to decoding guest arrival. After that, we'll learn to read digital body language, figure out how to remove digital friction, and then turn all that insight into action. And finally, we'll talk about something super important, being an ethical digital hotelier. Ready? Let's get started. Okay, first up, our journey really starts with a huge shift in how we make decisions in this industry. It's all about moving from just what we feel is right to what we actually know is right based on data. For generations, great hoteliers have relied on their experience, on their intuition, and they've been masters at it. We're not trying to replace that at all. Instead, we're here to augment it, to add a new layer to it. We now have this incredible power to make really precise decisions because we can use real-time data to see exactly what our guests are doing, what they might be thinking, and what they really want at every single step of their online journey. So what is this approach called? It's called digital behavior analysis, and you can really think of it as the science of watching how guests interact with you online. Every single click, every scroll, every word they type into a search bar, that's a signal. It's like a little piece of a conversation. And when we learn to read those signals, we can start to see patterns, and that lets us fine-tune our entire digital strategy to get much, much better results. All right, let's rewind to the very beginning of the journey. In this massive digital world, how do people even find us in the first place? Well, analytics tools can actually show us exactly where our online traffic is coming from. Are people finding us through a Google search, or maybe from a social media post? Or are they coming from an online travel agency, an OTA, or perhaps an email campaign we sent out? Understanding this is absolutely the first step. It helps us figure out if our marketing money is being well spent, and maybe even more importantly, which channels are bringing us guests who are actually ready to book. Now, once a guest lands on our website, their path is almost never a straight line from A to B. It's more of a winding road, right? And that's what navigation path analysis helps us see, the exact route they take. So, for example, a guest might land on the homepage, then click over to look at room photos, then maybe check out the spa, and then circle all the way back to the room descriptions before finally hitting book. This path, it's like a map of their mind. It shows us exactly what their priorities are and tells us what information was most important for them to make that final decision. Okay, so once they're on our site, we have to learn how to interpret all those subtle clues in their browsing behavior. It's kind of like learning to read digital body language, It helps us understand what they're really thinking, what their true intent is. Let's be real, not every visitor who lands on your website is ready to book right then and there. Some people are just window shopping, in that early research phase. Others are actively comparing you to other hotels, and then you've got the ones who are ready to book right now. A guest who's spending a lot of time scrolling through your photo gallery, they're probably still dreaming and researching. But someone who is comparing different room types and checking the availability calendar, well, they are getting much, much closer to making a decision. We call these guest intent signals, and learning to spot them is absolutely key. And here's what I think is so fascinating. These signals don't just tell us about the guest, they tell us about us. They reveal which parts of our content are actually working. This is where behavior turns directly into strategy. For instance, if you see tons of engagement with your image galleries, that's a huge sign that visual storytelling is critical for your brand. Or if people are spending a lot of time on your dining page, that's one of your key selling points, and you should probably feature it more prominently. You see? Okay, let's shift gears to what is arguably the most critical moment in the entire journey, the booking process itself. At this stage, our one and only job is to find and destroy any obstacle that could possibly stop a guest from completing that reservation. So this leads us to the million-dollar question. Where are our guests getting stuck? Where are they giving up? We call these obstacles friction points, and let me tell you, they are absolute conversion killers. Figuring out where these are is one of the most valuable things analytics can do for your business. Just look at this table. It's like a diagnostic tool for your website. If you're seeing a really high exit rate on your room pages, the chart suggests it could be because of unclear pricing or confusing descriptions. Or maybe you're seeing a lot of people abandon their booking right at the payment stage. Well, the cause could be a super complicated form or, and this is a big one, unexpected fees. In fact, some hotels have seen a 30% drop-off rate just because they only revealed the resort fees at that very last step. That right there is the power of analytics. It doesn't just say, hey, you have a problem. It helps you pinpoint exactly where the problem is so you can go in and fix it. So we've collected all this data, but just having it sitting there isn't enough, right? The real magic, the real power, happens when we use these insights to actually do something, to take action and create a guest experience that feels truly personal. And the number one tool for turning insight into action is something called user segmentation. It's a simple but powerful idea. We group our visitors based on things they have in common, shared behaviors or characteristics. So instead of just looking at our audience as one giant, faceless crowd, we can start to see the distinct needs of smaller, more defined groups. And then we can talk to them directly. And this is where it gets really practical. Let's start by segmenting by device. We all know this from our own experience, right? Mobile users want speed and simplicity. They're on a small screen, they're probably on the go, they want to book fast. But someone on a desktop computer, they might be more willing to take their time, explore all the details. This tells us something crucial. The experience has to be optimized for every single screen. You can't just have a shrunken down version of your desktop site for mobile. Or we can segment by geography. Think about it. An international guest coming from another continent probably needs a lot more information about the destination, about transportation from the airport, than a domestic traveler who might just be driving in from a few hours away. This allows us to tailor our messaging and give the right information to the right person, making them feel like we understand them before they've even arrived. And one more, we can segment by the channel they came from. A guest who got to your site by searching for Hotel in Geneva is on a mission. They're actively looking to book. But someone who clicked a link from an Instagram post, they might still be in that dreaming phase, just getting inspired. So let me ask you, should those two people see the exact same landing page when they arrive? No, absolutely not. The content we show them should match the mindset they arrived with. So when you boil it all down, what's the goal of all this segmentation? It's to create personalized digital experiences. It's about making the journey feel relevant, meaningful, and engaging for every single traveler. When they feel seen and welcomed online, that's the very essence of modern digital hospitality. Okay, this brings us to our last section, and honestly, it might be the most important one of all. Because with this incredible power to understand our guests on such a deep level comes a very profound responsibility. The responsibility to use that data ethically. As the future leaders of this industry, you have to be ethical digital hoteliers. This isn't optional. It means you are in full compliance with all data privacy regulations, like GDPR. It means you are completely transparent with your guests about how their data is being collected and used. And it means you always collect data with one clear purpose: to improve the guest experience. At the end of the day, we use analytics to build trust, never ever to exploit it. And so I want to leave you with a question to carry with you as you continue on your professional journey. In this amazing age of technology, how will you use data? Will you use it just to see the guest as a number, a set of data points on a screen? Or will you use it to truly understand them, to anticipate what they need, and to give them that deep, genuine welcome that hospitality is all about? Think about that. Thank you.